Hello there, it's been a minute, hasn't it? Nice to see you. Obviously, I cannot see you because I'm looking into my camera. I may be wondering where I was for the past this many months as of posting my last video. I was on my Instagram, so go follow me over there on at HeyHeyUday. I post art. Shameless plug aside, let's move on to the figures. I'm gonna be talking about my hiatus later in the video. The figures in matter in this video being these guys: Symbiote Spider-Man from the comics and Symbiote Spider-Man from that one show which nobody watched. But I had to watch it to get some backstory. So join me. Let's go and get some materials for the action figures we're gonna make.
Alright, so here I'm in the urban world, and we're gonna find some golden wires first, right? So here's a fresh batch of golden wires from the old birch wire tree. Right, now we're gonna find some sculpting tools from the oak sculptor's tree. It's called a sculptor's tree because a bunch of its branches kind of look like sculpting tools. Can actually be used for some, and this is kind of, oh, here's another one. Now, something I've been waiting for quite a while, something I was trying to grow, and hopefully it works, right? So this is what they call the molded gourds, or the vegetables, because they grow on the ground, and first of all, you can grow them. If you peel their outer covering off, and you can mix them in equal quantities, they actually form a hardened clay substance. Right, now with those finally found, we can go back to the workshop and start working on the action figures. Alright, so start this one like I start every other action figure by making the wire skeletons, and I'm gonna make two for this one because, well, it's a video in which I make two. It's very simple. Now for these guys, links are always in the description, and with the wire skeletons done, we can finally move on to making the Symbiote Spider-Man action figure. Again, links in the description. Alright, so I'm gonna begin with the one from the comics first because he goes to the gym and is clearly buffer and more fun to sculpt. Now here's the torso I made. I actually sculpted the back muscles for once and they didn't turn out that great, but I'm okay with them. As for the thighs, I first sculpted on a base model of them, which were just pretty much like bread loaves. Yeah, they were bread loaf thighs. After which I actually wanted to put more muscle definition into this figure, so I sculpted on decent looking muscles. Yeah, I guess so. The first time I'm trying to sculpt leg muscles, it worked out well. And did the same for the legs. Sorry, the lower legs. I made base like bread legs, pretty simple and plain, after which I sculpted on some muscle definition. After the legs are dry, I finally move on to the head and the neck, which I sculpted in parts. After which I finally move on to the arms. The arms are one of the most fun parts, because sculpting arms is never going to be not fun. The only thing I don't like figuring out about arms is the hand placement, because you have to actually sculpt them on, and I kind of sculpted the open hand a little bit weird at the angle, but yeah, you can see it later on in the photo shoot part. After this, I finally sculpted on the hands as well as the feet, and I sculpted it in a way in which you can actually stand up. Yep, it's a pretty big brain, isn't it? And with that, we have completed the sculpting of the comic Symbiote Spider-Man. Alright, so if I can remember this properly, right, you take a dark piece of paper or any dark surface in that case, and you draw a semi-decent, shitty-ish transmutation circle. Hashtag hey there all my Full Metal Alchemist fans. Now once you've drawn that and it's completely not looking like the thing from the anime, you finally take your things of sacrifice. In this case, I took 2 sculpting tools and 1 packet of molded and placed them on the outside circles. The middle circle, I had to place the actual figure or the wire armature. Okay, so you place the wire armature in the middle of the circle, right, and you recite a spell which I have muted out because it summoned 3 demons. Aha. With that, it will just sort of form into an action figure on its own, and there you go. You now have 2 completed action figures. I took some photos, more are over on my Instagram at HeyHeyUday. Do give me a follow. Time for the painting. For the paints, I used 4: red, blue, white and black. I mixed them in variations to make different colors, and I used 2 brushes, a thin one and a thicker one. So for the Symbiote Spider-Man, the comics version, I painted the entire thing in a coat of black paint first, and then moved on to the details and the shading. Enjoy the time lapse. Once that was done, I was able to paint on the symbol by putting a few coats of white paint over each other, and also the eyes as well as the rectangles on the arms. Once that was done, I tried to do something special, make it look less bland, less simple. I took the blue and the red and I shaded it from the sides with opposite colors, like the early 2000s animated show which every child has watched. It was a good show, I'm not gonna nerd out about it right now. Painting the second figure was quite easy. I just painted a bunch of cards and then used them as templates to transition into the next clip. Basically, decent editing. After painting both of them, I gave them a coat of artist's picture varnish to prevent paint chipping. And here are the completed figures.
So we apparently hit 1,000 subscribers. Nice. So now if anybody wants to ask a question of where I was, I know nobody does, but it's have to give sort of explanation to kind of pad the video out, just a little bit. It's very simple. I was actually gone to get getting groceries. Well, in reality, I was first of all doing 100 days of sketching challenge on Instagram. So be sure to check that out. It's done. 100 days are complete. Fun times. I also had like a bunch of personal projects I wanted to get done through, and yeah, that happened. I was able to go through them and quite fun. So once the Venom Pool video was complete, I was quite exhausted, right? Because I had worked on that so much. Holy shit, that figure had so much effort put into it. I can't believe the video did well. If it didn't, yeah, that would have been fun, wouldn't it? And I took a break. In that break, I lost a bit of motivation on sculpting and everything. After a while, I just kind of didn't have the time to sculpt and everything. And like a few weeks back, I finally got the time on my hands and everything, and I was able to paint these guys up, shoot this part of the video, and finally upload it. So hopefully this is uploaded and you're watching this and I haven't trashed this bit. Now, fun fact, I have exams from next month, so expect the video next year.